Well, that's got my garlic bed prepared for this year. Hello and welcome to my allotment, by the way. Today, I'm going to get my garlic in the ground. Now, each year I do save my largest bulbs, but this year the garlic was pretty poor. You may recall when I planted out my garlic last year, I said that I couldn't really go as deep as I would normally want to do because those beds are clay soil. And I think that was the right choice really, because with how wet it was over winter, I think we managed to get some harvest. If we had left that at the normal depth that I like to do, they would have just rotted away. So that was a good thing that I did there. I've got several different varieties of garlic. I always like to start with the very early white, the earliest possible varieties, to try and get the distance about right. Yeah, so I always like to start with the early varieties so that they can easily come out when they are ready, which isn't going to be till middle of next year. But we're going about 10 centimetres deep this year, so we can go a little bit deeper. So that's got my very early garlic white in. That should be the first one that we harvest. Next, I've got my Caulk Wight, which did really poorly last year, or this year I should say. I'm hoping this coming year we're going to get some better ones out of it. Now I've got to say, what I do when I'm planting out my garlic is that I try and give them about 10 centimetres deep where I can. I can do that in this bed here because it's raised, but also I try and give them 10-15 centimetres of space around each garlic clove when I plant them. And when I plant them, of course, we've got to remember, and I'm sure you know this anyway, but to plant them with the pointy end up and the flat end down, just so that they go in the right way. Now, I have found, in all honesty, that when we have planted them the wrong way round, they have sorted themselves out. So it does make a difference. One thing I would also want to say is that, yeah, I'm planting these at 10 centimetres deep, which is quite deep really, but what I found with garlic, and I don't know if anybody else has found this, is that the deeper we get it, or the deeper we plant it, the better the bulbs we get. And that's something I always try and remember to think about when I'm planting these out. I've got several varieties that I'm planting. Very early white, Caulk Wight, we've got Casablanca, Rhapsody White, which is actually quite a good one. And then we've got some elephant garlic, which I'll show you in a little moment. But what I want to know is, because I always like to grow a different type of garlic variety each year as well, to try and get the best possible growing for my allotment. So what types of garlic, what varieties of garlic do you recommend? Let me know in the comments down below. Well, that's got my 4 different garlic varieties in the ground, and now it's time for my elephant garlic. This is the largest bulb that I saved. Love growing elephant garlic, and you can see why, because that is a good size. We break into it, that is the size of the cloves. It's a really good one to grow. They do need a bit more space, of course, so give them about 30 centimetres of space around each clove when I plant it, but I think they're worth it. I really do. I'm up there saying this is one of my favourite things to grow. Although they're called elephant garlic, it's not really a garlic, it just resembles garlic. We'll get this all into the ground. While I plant this, what I want to say is, as I said, I'm looking for other varieties of garlic to grow. So if anybody's got any suggestions, or leave your suggestions down below. The most popular varieties of garlic, that is in the comments down below. I will go through them within the next couple of weeks. most popular variety that is suggested in the comments will be the garlic that I grow on this allotment. So get your thinking cap on and get suggestion for what we could grow. Well, that has got all my garlic into place, and hopefully we're going to grow it. We have to keep a close eye and see what happens. Next thing I want to do today is harvest my main crop potatoes. But before we do that, just want to check on the green manures that we planted in the last video. Well, it's been just over a week since we sowed all this green manure. This is the potato specific green manure, and as you can see, it's starting to show signs that the green manures are growing, springing into life. Hopefully that's going to shade out all this couch grass as it grows, but you know, I'm impressed so far. It's been very, very quick to grow and seems to be doing exactly what we need. So that's the result. Now let's get on and harvest my potatoes. Well, I grew 3 different types of main crop potatoes this year. The Yarrow Victory, which we harvested back in August, which we've just started eating, and I've actually quite enjoying those. They did pretty well, I've got to say. I'll be definitely growing those again. But today it was time for my other main crops. So we had the King Edward, which normally do fairly poorly here on the allotment. But this year they've not done too bad. Not the best, don't get me wrong, but they've not done too bad. I'm pretty happy with the amount and the size. They do have a bit of scab, but that's not the end of the world. And then we've got the Sarpomyras. Now I always grow Sarpomyras just in case we ever get blight. They're a blight resistant variety. Not necessarily the best tasting, but they work quite well as a backup. And again, I'm pretty happy with the amount that we've got out of that. That was certainly the 2 together as well as what we've got at home. If we store them correctly, will keep us going through the winter. So, garlic's in, potato harvested. We're on ready getting this allotment up and growing again. Right, it's time for me to head on home. You take care and I'll speak to you again next time.